So hello and welcome. Today joining me is Mr. Ashish Vidyarthi, who's an actor, a motivational speaker, and a communicator, and right now adding further to his cap as a blogger. So we're predominantly seeing you as the most terrifying villain, bring troubles to heroes. And right now your new avatar seems to be, something more as an explorer. And how did you embark on this journey as a blogger? When did you embark and how did you embark?
So, Sanath, good to meet you, and it's wonderful to meet people at different points in time. And as we began, you showed a photograph of something that, a meeting that we had 4 years back in Bangalore. So life for me is a bit like that, yeah, Ramlo. We travel over periods of time in places and also mindsets, how our mind has been functioning, and what we have been doing in service of that mind. Yes, I started from doing theater in Delhi, then moved to Hindi films, and then across 11 languages, and then also discovered that I am a motivational speaker. Started interacting with organizations and groups of people, and also throughout this path, I discovered that I am a traveler. In fact, my mother used to scold me, saying that the amount of time I used to kind of stay away from home, even when I was in Delhi at home, she would say that, it's like as if there is mustard under your feet. There's a proverb like that in Bangla, or possibly in all languages. And so I discovered, Sanath, that I love to travel. I definitely discovered that I love friends, and I love families, and I love food. So, for over the past few years, I've been taking photographs and meeting people and traveling and eating food. So what got altered about a few months back is when I discovered the possibility of me capturing those stories. In any case, on my motivational video channel, which is Ashish Vidyarthi Official, I used to create conversations, and I used to do it at different places when I would meet different people, interview them, and talk about them. And then this was like a logical extension of that how about even capturing the en route? And I've always believed that en route, many interesting things happen. It's not just that once I reach the destination, once I reach there, that is when life will happen. Life is happening en route. And so that's what I love to float in life, my friend. So as I floated through things and thoughts post the lockdown, as I saw myself altering how I was looking at myself as a human being, as a person, what I wanted to do with my life. And I found that this entire platform of YouTube, this entire social media space was creating a space, was giving me a platform to tell stories, tell the stories how I want to tell.
Recently you were in Bangalore. So what brought you to Bangalore, and what did you do?
I was shooting in Sakleshpur. For a project. I was there for 14 days, and I'm the restless kind.
Oh, all right.
And I'm told by reliable sources that I will stop being restless as I grow older.
Oh.
So as of now, I'm enjoying the journey. At the age of 56, I'm enjoying being restless. And so I, as I said again, I wake up early in the morning and I make friends. I go to eat someplace and I make friends, and then I'm also inquisitive. I love to look at things around me with wide-eyed wonder. And since I started vlogging in November, so for the last nearly, now you may say about 8-9 months, I've been following and looking at other vloggers across the world, across India, across cultures, that what they talk about, वो किस चीज़ के बारे में बात करते हैं. Some like traveling, some like motorbiking, some like eating, some like whatever. There's so many different ways, and so food vlogging is something which really interests me, because I love to eat food and I love to enjoy food. And so I have over these months I have gotten in touch with a whole lot of vloggers across subscription basis. Not just I go for people who got high subscription.
Yeah.
A few months back, I was in Kolkata and I met some very interesting bloggers, and I got to travel with them, and I'm learning a lot because this space is very new to me. So while I was here, I got, of course, I've been following Kripal Aman now over a period of time, and I've been watching him vlog, talk about food and savor food and share. So I got in touch with him and I said that, hey Kripal, do you think we can meet up? And Kripal said yes. And he in fact suggested a lot of places which I visited while in Sakleshpur. So that's how it started. And then when I came to Bangalore, we set it up. In a way. So I started at 5 in the morning, and we had a group of people from Sakleshpur.
Okay.
And we traveled to one of the first places. It's called Mamu's Idli.
Okay.
So we had idli there, and then we drove towards Bangalore and went to two very unique eateries there, and with Kripal. So it's not just a question of eating, but it's also listening to what people say about food. And I love storytellers, Sanath, and Kripal is an amazing one. And I savored his stories. I savored his way of communicating.
Okay.
And so it was a learning experience, a really full day. It started at 5. It ended at midnight when I landed back in Mumbai. Happier I was.
I'd like to know what you had in Bangalore. What was the Bangalore food that actually you savored?
So this time we went to something called Gaudhare Mudde Mane.
Okay, Gaudre Mudde Mane. Yes.
Gaudhare Mudde Mane.
Ragi ball.
It was like, begin with Ragi ball. Gaudhare Mudde Mane was this place that I went to.
Wow.
It was run by a very interesting gentleman, and we went there and we ate I don't know how many course meal.
Have you eaten that before, or was it your first time? You tried the
No, the Ragi ball I had eaten before.
Okay.
But having that entire spread was an absolute new for me. I kind of went weak in my knees, and my upper eyelids just kind of found my lower ones. It was like, even right now, and I'm just talking about it is like a fulfilling experience. So I had that, and then we chatted about food. We went into the kitchen, and the fun part of it, I always felt, is that you watch something, then you create a document to share that with others, and that's what Kripal and I did. We created a document, a piece of sharing that, which will come out as a vlog very soon.
I think I was just looking at some of your videos where you were trying a lot of first-time things, such as baking a pizza, or brewing a coffee, preparing a dosa. So tell me about those funny experiments I was seeing. I mean, it looked like it was the first time.
So I love to push myself, and I love to try out new things. And some of them are funny. Some of them are very rewarding. In life you hear so many spiritual experiences. The other one that I heard, which I again tried, was trekking. Trekking again is an absolute spiritual experience. I found that it was not spiritual for me because my knees ached, and it was one of those simple hikes. And I found my knees aching. I found my tongue touching my knees, and I said, "Aha! I think I like driving to places and then walking a bit." So you do that, and so cooking is another one of those. I've never managed to cook. I just love cooking by others. Being cooked to by others, and one of the fun things about not knowing how to cook is that you can truly appreciate what somebody else has cooked for you. Otherwise, you just end up saying, "Yeah, it's good," but you know what? In my case, what I do is I put in the brinjal later. It's nice. We don't end up appreciating it. Okay. So nowadays I just kind of just walk into somebody and say, "Hey, listen, can I make one dosa?" I'm never ever going to make a dosa again.
Is it that you don't get time to do it at home or something? You're doing it outside.
And it's fun. I promise you it is fun. It's like, and you also realize that you know that there is work which is going in. But as you make it, as that dosa is, it's in a way you roll that you know that utensil in such a way that it spreads. You understand that amount of pressure that is needed and the exact size that they get, or making that filter coffee where that decoction is taking and the master, when he kind of does that, the
Yeah.
and the 3-layered coffee which I discovered recently in Bangalore.
How do you choose your places? Is it the work that's actually driving you to your travel destinations, or you choose?
Oh, that's such a good one, Sanath. And so earlier, many years back, I used to think that I travel because of work. Then I discovered that I work so that I can travel. Now I realize that I live so that I can travel. So I find I find reasons to travel, and I just love to travel. I just love to, every 4 to 5 days, I love to wake up at a new place and discover. So in fact, my last Chennai vlog, I heard myself speaking. I said that every morning when you wake up at a new place, the morning is different. Your waking up is different. So I wake up every morning 4:45 or 5. But when I wake up in Chennai, or I wake up in Dharampur, Himachal, or when I wake up in Kolkata, it's a different, each one of those, or in Kolangod, it is different. And so your experiences are different, and so whatever gives you a high. For me, travel, meeting people, interacting with them, just as I say, snoring at the end of a good day's work, just snoring and going to sleep. Gives me such joy.
Interesting. And also, I want to talk to you about the recent project or the work that you're actually coming out with, the podcast, Kahani Ranaut. Fantastic. I just heard the first one. I mean, it's dark. It's kind of, what went behind? What was the thought process behind getting into podcast and the genre of horror?
So I have actually 3 podcasts running. One is in English. It's called Begin the Journey. And we got 300 odd podcasts running, available across all the platforms. Spotify is Hubhopper, everywhere. So Begin the Journey is a conversation, the short conversation, 5 to 7 minute conversations on daily life, in which I just pick up a topic and speak on that, and it has had a tremendous response from people. Then there is something called Zindagi Vibes, in which I speak in Hindi, and I again talk about life on a slightly different note, allow people to savor some of the things which they may take for granted. It's a very normal, and I call it Zindagi Vibes. I also interview people in that. The third part is entirely different. Third part is things which I otherwise don't like to listen to. What are those? A scary story. I hate scary stories. I get scared very easily. I walk away when people tell scary stories. But people say that they like it when I tell them scary stories. So I did it years back as a podcast with Ghana, and it used to be called Kahani Baz. So I think we did 2 or 3 seasons, and after that they never came back. And that, like they were saying, we'll do it next year, another year. So it just went on. So I kept waiting. 3 years I waited. Then last year I said, why don't I do it myself? So that's when Kahani Khatarnak Goi started, and we are again doing very, very well. So that is again available across all platforms.
Already out, correct?
Kahani Khatarnak Goi. And then recently we also started a YouTube channel called Kahani Khatarnak Goi, about 15-20 days back.
Yes. So 2 episodes are out.
Pardon me?
2 episodes are already out.
That's right. So every week we put in 2 episodes. And the idea here is for people to just shut their eyes, wear their earphone, and have a listen to it.
Yeah. So the next aspect, I'm going to put you on a test. It's going to be a fun test. It's going to be a rapid fire question types where I will throw at you some names of some of the cities, names of some of the states, and you can tell me what strikes you immediately.
Certainly.
All right, ready?
Yep, sure.
All right, here we go. So first is, let me be selfish, Bangalore.
Cool.
All right. Chennai.
Food.
Hyderabad.
Okay. So I'll just alter Chennai a bit. Chennai, I'll say tradition.
Okay.
Hyderabad, I'll say is food.
Food. Any particular food? Is it biryani or is it something else?
Yes.
Biryani. All right. And how about Delhi?
Delhi, again, food. Why am I seeing food everywhere? Food.
It's also, exploring also comes with a lot of discovery. You're introduced to new traditions, new culture, new food. I think you also found out where chicken 65 was first made in Chennai and all of that. So does it also mean breaking stereotypes and breaking preconceived notions about a particular city or a culture? So
luckily, Sanath, luckily I'm of a mixed parentage. My father is a Malayali, my mother is a Bengali, but from Rajasthan. I was born in Delhi. Okay. So for us at home, there was no place that I belonged to. So I was comfortable with food from very early time. Was on our table where different kinds of food were there, and my parents' friends were across cultures and across religions. So for me, the variedness of people was something it was not that I was amidst a sort of people. So for me, therefore, I balk at others when they have stereotypes. I just say that, hey, you must meet more, and you must spend time longer with some people to experience that. How a particular style of speaking, how a particular way of eating, how a particular way of living, dressing, how it creates stereotypes until you discover that, there is so much more to it. And for me, that has been the eye-opener, Sanath, when I could discover love, and I could discover passion, and I could discover caring, and I could discover good and bad across cultures. So you discover that there are so many facets in everything. So it is not a type. It is not like only this.
So what next? So what are you going to do? How are you going to expand your blogging? Are you going somewhere, planning to go overseas and blog, or it's going to be?
Yeah, I will see. I since I love to travel and I cause travel, so I will be traveling. So at this moment, I just came back the day before yesterday. I've been shooting now right till the 18th here, and 2 different projects, and then in between I'll go for an ad shoot to Delhi. And so all this time, all this is part of my material. So I do the work, and then I shoot my vlogs in between, and variations of that. Then I sit down and record my podcasts. So I'm full of ideas. I kind of keep ideating. So right after this, in fact, in 2 minutes time, I'll be getting on my call with my team member. There's some interesting podcast material that I've thought of.
Oh, wow.
I will do that. So I think, and even this evening, just this evening, I'm going to do 2 podcasts with something called, what we're calling, I'll tell you the name of it, alternative professions, because people tend to get caught that they can only do this, right? And I'm trying to create conversations in which people get that there are many possibilities of, what your profession can be. So we are calling it the Innovative Career Series. And we are opening today with, I'm interviewing a dear friend of mine, Amla Rai, and she's doing something around training theater teachers.
Wow.
So somebody who does theater and loves theater can actually train himself to be a theater teacher. And so that's such a phenomenal, whole new way of looking at something which may otherwise be considered your hobby or your passion. So this entire series, what I intend to do is, as part of the Innovative Career Series, I want to interview people who have given innovative twist to their careers, and inspire people that maybe you can find something that you love to do and turn it into your career. Yeah. So the journey goes on, Sanath. It's an absolute pleasure talking to you today.
Likewise. Thank you so much. So indeed, you're a very restless person, I must say.
but I'm told by very reliable sources that I will calm down as I age.
Okay. All right. Looking forward to more videos and more fun. Hope you visit Bangalore next time, surely.
Oh yes, I look forward to.
Yeah.
You should point out some interesting places where
definitely
you could have some filter coffee
I'm a big foodie, so you must bear with me.
Yes, sure.
All right. Thank you so much.